Nick and Sharon's world crumbles as a doctor delivers devastating news about Noah, and a detective hints his crash may not have been an accident at all. In Boston, Tessa's emotional visit leaves Mariah more distant than ever, while Phyllis crushes Danny and Christine's wedding planning with biting insults and bitter reminders of the past. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Claire's wild streak with Holden sparks rumors of a shocking Vegas elopement that could ignite a Newman family firestorm. Heartbreak, betrayal, and impulsive choices collide in the young and the restless, most explosive week yet. Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. The Young and the Restless, Nick and Sharon face unthinkable news. Tessa's heartbreak, Phyllis stirs trouble, and a shocking twist rocks Noah's case. The latest episode of The Young and the Restless brought heartbreak, high tension, and a wave of unexpected revelations that left fans on edge. From Nick and Sharon's terrifying ordeal in Los Angeles to Tessa's devastating visit with Mariah and Phyllis's meddling back in Genoa City, emotions ran high on every front. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, a detective's grim update hinted that Noah's crash might not have been an accident at all. A wedding war at Crimson Lights. At Crimson Lights, the normally cozy coffee house turned into a battlefield of sharp words and smirking glares. Danny Romalotti and Christine were lost in wedding bliss as they fine-tuned last-minute details for their big day. Their easy laughter and gentle teasing made it clear these two were back in sync after years of ups and downs. But their moment of calm didn't last long. Enter Phyllis Summers, red hair blazing, sarcasm in full swing, and an RSVP that no one had actually asked for. She arrived just in time to remind everyone that she's never one to miss a dramatic moment. Feigning innocence, Phyllis asked if her wedding invitation got lost in the mail. When Christine made it clear that she wasn't on the guest list, Phyllis couldn't resist twisting the knife. She accused Christine of being boring, mocked her happy ever after act, and declared that Danny was making the same mistake twice. Christine refused to take the bait, reminding Phyllis that real love requires patience and sacrifice, two things she's never mastered. Phyllis shot back that she simply hates watching people waste time on doomed relationships. Danny tried to keep the peace, but when Phyllis took her insults one step too far, Christine shut her down with an icy warning: "Stay away from our wedding and our lives." After Phyllis finally stormed off, Christine's smile returned, but Danny could see the fire still burning behind her eyes. The couple clinked coffee cups, determined not to let Phyllis's bitterness ruin their joy. Tessa's painful goodbye. Hundreds of miles away in Boston, Tessa Porter's world was quietly falling apart. She had made the trip to visit Mariah, who's still struggling to recover from a deep emotional spiral. But the reunion didn't go as Tessa hoped. At first, Mariah barely spoke. Her eyes were distant, her tone flat. She looked more like a shadow of herself than the bright, witty woman fans remember. Trying to bridge the silence, Tessa pulled out a deck of cards and began chatting about their daughter Aria, the milestones she's hitting, the songs she's humming. When that didn't help, Tessa mentioned a new song she'd written with Daniel and how she wished Mariah could see them perform it at the upcoming wedding. But Mariah simply shook her head. She wasn't ready. She wasn't sure she ever would be. The tension finally broke when Tessa said she wanted to take her home, but Mariah refused. She said the painful process she's enduring is part of her healing, and she needs to face it alone. With tears in her eyes, she gently told Tessa not to come back. The heartbreak on Tessa's face was impossible to miss. She hugged Mariah tightly, whispering that she loved her, even as Mariah stood motionless in her arms. When Tessa finally walked away, Mariah tore the Queen card from their deck in two, a quiet symbol of how fractured their love has become. Nick and Sharon's worst nightmare. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Nick and Sharon Newman sat by their son Noah's hospital bed, praying for a miracle. The machines beeped rhythmically as they talked softly to him, urging him to fight, to wake up, to come back to them. Nick put Victor, Nikki, and Victoria on speakerphone so they could send love and encouragement. But beneath the family's words was a thick layer of fear. Noah's injuries were worse than anyone wanted to admit. When the doctor entered, Sharon immediately asked if Noah would survive. The physician explained that Noah's brain swelling was worsening, and they needed to induce a coma to prevent further damage. Sharon broke down, flashing back to losing Cassie years ago. It was a mother's worst nightmare happening all over again. Nick held her close, assuring her that this time would be different, that Noah would pull through. As they clung to each other, a nurse brought in Noah's personal belongings, his wallet, his phone, and the engraved watch they'd given him for graduation. The sight of it shattered them both. Back in Genoa City, Victor and Nikki debated flying to Los Angeles immediately. But Nick called again, urging them to stay put and instead find the best neurologist in the world. Victoria promised to send Claire as the family's representative, hoping her presence might comfort Sharon and Nick. At the hospital, after hours of silence, a detective arrived. He introduced himself as Detective Burrows and said he needed to discuss new findings from the crash scene. Nick's protective instincts kicked in instantly. "Are you saying there's more to this accident?" he demanded. The detective hesitated before confirming that eyewitness statements suggested another vehicle was involved, one that may have run Noah off the road before speeding away. Sharon gasped. "So, someone did this on purpose?" The answer was unclear, but the look on the detective's face said everything. What started as a tragedy might now be turning into a criminal case. New twists on the horizon. Claire and Holden's wild gamble. While Nick and Sharon's world crumbled, the younger generation of Newmans might be creating a new storm of their own. In Los Angeles, Claire Grace is enjoying her time with Holden Novak, perhaps a little too much. Between rooftop drinks, late-night clubs, and impulsive laughter, sparks are flying. But the timing couldn't be worse. Kyle Abbott's uninvited arrival in LA has thrown gasoline on an already volatile mix. His attempts to win Claire back are backfiring, pushing her closer to Holden instead. Victoria Newman recently voiced her fears that her daughter might act impulsively, a statement that now feels like heavy foreshadowing. Rumors suggest that Claire and Holden could make a shocking decision before returning home, possibly an impromptu Vegas wedding. The two have undeniable chemistry, and Holden's mysterious charm has clearly broken through Claire's cautious exterior. But with her traumatic upbringing under Jordan Howard still influencing her choices, fans worry that she might confuse rebellion for freedom. If Claire and Holden do elope, the fallout will be massive. The Newmans are notoriously protective, and Victor Newman will not take kindly to his granddaughter marrying a man he barely knows. Still, Holden might earn Victor's respect if he proves his intentions are real. Either way, Claire seems destined to learn the hard way that independence can come with consequences. And with November sweeps fast approaching, all signs point to her story taking a shocking turn, one that could rival even the chaos surrounding Noah's crash. What comes next? As the episode closed, the camera lingered on Sharon and Nick, united by pain, praying for their son's recovery, and unaware that darker truths were already surfacing. In Boston, Tessa sat alone in the clinic hallway, silently crying. In Genoa City, Christine smiled through tears as Danny promised her forever. And in Los Angeles, Claire laughed with Holden beneath the city lights, blissfully unaware that one impulsive choice could change her life forever. Every storyline is colliding, love, loss, and loyalty weaving together in a storm of emotional upheaval. And if the latest clues are any indication, Noah's crash may be just the beginning of a much deeper mystery that will shake the young and the restless to its core. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.